Okay, I'm back after a short amount of time. I'm going to try to get out another video, so even though I'm shooting these on the same day, you may see them on different days. This one I'm going to do is just straight VHS. Surprisingly, I've received a lot of VHS over the last like 3 months. Basically, it's really cheap and I'm getting nostalgic for certain things I want in my collection, so I'm just going to jump in. I found an eBay lot. This was probably a month or two ago, probably at least a month ago, where I found some Star Wars tapes. Some of them I used to have, some of them I never had but I wanted. I found these two, which I realized these are out on DVD and stuff, and I have the DVDs, but I thought these were cool. Look like so. Droids cartoon was great. I always liked it. Ewoks I was kind of so-so on, but this really takes me back to my childhood. I remember this being on. I think it was around like 1985, somewhere in there is when these were on. But I found these, and they have these kind of hard snapper case type things, kind of similar to the ones that Anchor Bay there in the 90s. But yeah, I found those two, and then I found these. Unfortunately, this one's a little dented up, but it's that sounds a little shaky. But from Star Wars to Jedi, I had this. I bought this in the 90s, actually, when I was on vacation. So I always wish I had this back. I don't know what happened to my copy, but my copy's missing. And this one's not in bad shape. This was a promotional tape that was given away. They had these, I believe Kellogg's cereal did a lot of promotions around the time of 1995, 96, somewhere in there. It was kind of like that push towards the release of the special editions. And this is kind of a making of the original movie Star Wars. Has some cool stuff in it. And then I have one of the Ewok adventure movies. There's another Ewok live action movie. But this one I've got, and I had it when I was younger. And it was just kind of cool to get it back. So 3 out of those 5 movies were kind of like me just recapturing some stuff I used to have. These 3 here I found. These 2 I found at a garage sale, the same garage sale I got Congo and Gung Ho. Michael Keaton's in this, pretty cool. Congo is just one of those movies that, it's kind of a 90s movie I get reminiscent about every once in a while. I'm like, I really liked that when it came out, even though I know it's really bad. Speed, good movie. I found this pretty cheap. And I used to have this. I found this at a garage sale also during that same time. X-Files widescreen and the case. This is Fight the Future, which I really love that movie. It's definitely my favorite of X-Files movies. I'm not a big fan, I want to believe, but I thought that was cool. I didn't have that in my collection. The next 3 I've got here are all black hole tapes that I'm trying to get a hold of, all the black hole VHS tapes. This is one of them. This is kind of a dark bluish purple color. I don't know if the camera will pick it up really well. This is the anniversary edition, which I believe is still in full screen. And it just looks like so. This is the ones that Anchor Bay put out in the 90s. And then there's a red case one here, which is the collector's edition, and this is widescreen. So 2 fairly easy to find tapes, you know, like both these were okay condition. This is the last of the old VHS tapes that I needed for my collection. There's more than one of these. One of them is like a rental version. The other one is like a retail version. This is the one I didn't have. These are super heavy, these old tapes. And these cases are pretty heavy as well. This one looks really great, except for it's got some cracking there at the bottom, but it looks really good on the shelf. So I'll put that next to my other 2 copies of these old white, thick Disney movies. I've got both versions of the VHS, and then I have the beta, and I'm not really for sure if there's 2 versions of that beta. I've only seen one. Next thing I'll show here is one that I got at a garage sale. Actually, my mom found it at a garage sale, and it's Batman, the Mask of the Phantasm. Case is a little beat up, but not bad. I didn't really want to waste one of my. I've got some of these brand new black cases just like this, the ones that WB had, and I put some back for some special tapes. I didn't want to waste one on this one because it's in decent shape. This doesn't include the little comic, but as you'll see here in what I'm about to show, I do have that miniature comic, you know, that DC put out to go along with this movie. I found these not too long ago, and this is a sealed copy of The Riddler and Two-Face, and as you notice there in the middle, there's a book and it is the book that goes to this. So I'm seriously thinking about opening this up. This one's a front to back seal. There's a couple of these 2-packs. This is the only one I've seen that's front to back. But this also includes the cards there in the middle. And I think, oddly enough, they put it, from what it looks like here, the way it's warped so weird, it's like underneath, as you can kind of see there, it's underneath this book. This book's a little beat up, but I thought I might use that as the copy to put in there. I've got another one of these that I found, Joker and Robin, that are side by side packed, and you can see the book there really well. Towards the end of the promoting and getting rid of these, and there's the cards as well, they must have had a lot of those Mask of Phantasm comics left over, and they were putting them with a lot of different things like that. Here's another standalone Joker. This is a new sealed copy also. Here's a Penguin. These all just have a couple of favorite episodes for this particular character. These came out several at a time. They put these out around 95, and they put out tapes that kind of went along with the first Batman, the second Batman, and then Batman Forever. And then there was another release of these later. Here's the Riddler. These all have cool commercials for action figures too, and that was one of the reasons I really wanted these tapes. I think they're all the same commercial, these early ones, but still, it's kind of cool. Here's Two-Face. These came out kind of together for Batman Forever. This both kind of came out for the older movies, but then these came out a couple years later. Robin, the one that you saw there, that Robin one, and then there was a Batman one, and that's one of the ones I've got open. And then there's this one, which technically isn't Mr. Freeze. As you'll notice, it's Batman Fire and Ice. And they only have one episode of Mr. Freeze on here, and the other one is about Maxie Zeus, but so it's kind of odd. And this one is open also, so it doesn't include anything on the inside. Because it says here, free Batman character sticker. I didn't get one of those. This one here is Poison Ivy, which is the 4th one. So there was 8 of these total. There was 4 that came out at the beginning. Then there was 4 that came out around 1997, a couple years later. The next thing I'll show here is a copy of VHS 2. The reason I'm showing it during this update is I got the big box that includes the VHS copy, which I'm just going to go ahead and leave that sealed, but unfortunately shrink wrap is missing on this side. It's sealed at the bottom and the top, but there's like this gap there, which is kind of weird, but oh well. It's got like these fake stickers and stuff that makes it look like a rental. I actually really enjoyed VHS 2. I liked it better than the first VHS, and I actually liked the first VHS okay. It also includes the Blu-ray copy here as a DVD. So this one is like a 3 format box. It's kind of cool. I just like this kind of design. It looks like a big box from back in the day that Magnet put out. It's a little bit shorter than a big box, but it's definitely big and thick like those. Here's another one I found during a sale at a place called Vintage Stock. I think all their VHS is 99 cents except for Disney movies, which I never see good Disney movies, but it had RoboCop 2, pretty decent shape for 99 cents, so I went ahead and picked it up. This one has some markings on it, but otherwise it looks like a privately owned copy. Pretty good shape. I like RoboCop 2. Next thing I have here is 2 different Buffy the Vampire Slayer promotional tapes. I always show that I get these, and this is for your consideration tape. And this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Zeppo episode, and this is for makeup for a series. So they were, for your consideration on the makeup, the effects that they did on this episode. This one's a new sealed copy, and I'll show there. It's real plain, but it's very cool. I won't open this, but yeah, that's what it looks like. These I occasionally come across. Unfortunately, this one has some water damage. This one is a similar Buffy the Vampire Slayer VHS tape, but this one is a preview copy. And this is the one talking about Beauty and the Beast, Angel Returns, showing him chained up there. It has some, information there on the back, like what USA Today said, the Washington Post, and some things like that. And it tells the air date. The air date was Tuesday, October 21st, 1998, 8 to 9 Eastern on the WB. And this one here has the same kind of information there on the tape. But unfortunately, this one did get moisture at some point. I was going to replace this tape because it's a little beat up. I was going to replace this case. I found out, I don't know if you can make it out there. This may not pick up on camera. Kind of like you'll see some little weird spots there. Those are actually spots that if you move that artwork, it will tear. But so I'm just going to leave it like it is, but I thought it was really cool. Those preview tapes are definitely harder to find than the Emmy for your consideration tapes. The last thing I'm going to show here is an eBay lot that I got like right before Halloween that I was kind of excited about, and it was a person that put up what they said was a private collection of Nightmare on Elm Street VHS tapes. So I'll go ahead and start here with the original Nightmare on Elm Street media. This is the newer release. It looks cool, and it is a very heavy tape. I mean, this is in good condition. This isn't the one that has the bottom flap. I think some people were saying that maybe that media put out one of these that had a bottom flap, maybe one of the earliest versions, but it has a good glossy finish on it. A nice quality copy of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. This is one that I definitely didn't have. Here's Nightmare on Elm Street 2 in great condition as well. This is a Video Treasures edition from media, but not as good a quality as that first one as far as like the the weight of the tape. One of my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. This is really cool. I like that. And it's the same Video Treasures edition. Here's Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. This, on the other hand, actually has some heft to it. This is a real media edition, like where media put these out. You can just feel the difference. This is probably like 1.5 times the weight of some of these other ones. It looks like so. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. Of course, here's Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. This is full-length, uncensored version. Contains material not seen in the theatrical release. So I've never looked that up to see what the main difference is between this, and I don't know if the theatrical version is still getting, like re-released on DVD and Blu-ray, stuff like that. I don't know if this is any different, but this is a media release as well. Good quality tape there. The last one, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. This one, the sticker has fallen off, unfortunately, as you can see there. So I may try to find a way to reapply that, but it appears this one might have been in a library or may have been a rental of some kind. It does have some stuff in there. I don't know, maybe not. But not a bad release. Probably the least important of all of these. I really needed 2, 3, 4, and 5. Having 6 is okay. I still need to get New Nightmare, which I used to have that on VHS. So yeah, I just got a full run of the Freddy movies up through Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 6. And that is all. That will wrap up this VHS update. I just want to do this as kind of like a bonus thing to throw out there because I had more VHS this time than I have in the past. And you should be able to see a DVD Blu-ray update, just a real plain one with maybe a little bit of extras coming up pretty soon. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will talk to you again next time.